Beneath the endless emerald canopy of the Amazon, something ancient slumbers. Not beasts, not rivers, but the echoes of stone roads, earthworks, and city plans that whisper through the roots. For centuries, we believed the jungle was a barrier to civilization, too harsh, too wild, too poor in soil to host anything more than scattered tribes. But as the trees fall and technology peers through leaves and loam, strange truths emerge. Could it be that an entire world once existed here, mapped, built, and forgotten? Could the Amazon, long dismissed as untouched wilderness, actually be hiding the bones of a lost civilization? Let's begin with the story of Francisco de Orellana. In 1542, this Spanish explorer became the first European to navigate the Amazon River from end to end. His account, recorded in old parchment and later dismissed by scholars, described vast cities, bustling marketplaces, cultivated fields, and armies of warriors defending bridges across mighty rivers. Orellana claimed he saw towns lined for miles and fields so well maintained they seemed impossible. For centuries, these tales were written off as exaggerations or fevered dreams. After all, mainstream scholars like Betty Meggers insisted that the Amazon's soil couldn't support large populations. "The jungle is too demanding," she wrote. "Its earth is too poor." This theory became gospel until the jungle began giving up its secrets. When deforestation carved wounds into the forest in the 1970s and beyond, archaeologists and farmers noticed something peculiar. Perfectly symmetrical shapes on the forest floor, circles, squares, and even geometric lines emerged from the earth like echoes of city planning. These weren't random. They were geoglyphs, some stretching hundreds of feet across, carved into the ground by hands long gone. Over 450 such structures have been documented in Acre, Brazil alone, dating back nearly 2,000 years. Some align with the solstice, others resemble plazas and roads. The forest, once thought untouched, began to whisper of forgotten architects. Then came the black earth, terra preta. Dotted across the Amazon are dark patches of unusually fertile soil, rich in nutrients and able to regenerate itself over time. It shouldn't exist naturally. Researchers like Charles C. Mann, author of 1491, New Revelations of the Americas Before Columbus, call terra preta a human invention. Created through composting organic waste, charcoal, and bone, it hints at sustainable agricultural practices that span centuries. These engineered soils could feed thousands, perhaps millions. In the heart of what we thought was a green void, evidence of intense cultivation and population density rose from the earth. The real breakthrough came with LiDAR, light detection and ranging technology. Mounted on aircraft, it peeled away the forest's camouflage, revealing a hidden network of settlements, causeways, and monumental earthworks. In Bolivia's Llanos de Mojos region, over 24 ancient urban centers were discovered in 2022 alone. Some were organized like galaxies, central hubs surrounded by satellite villages, linked by straight roads and canals. Archaeologist Michael Heckenberger, working with the Kuikuro people in Brazil's Xingu Basin, uncovered remnants of cities with wide streets, moats, plazas, and signs of zoning and defense. This was not primitive life, he said. This was urbanism, jungle style. These weren't scattered tribes, they were city builders. And yet, by the time Europeans returned a century after Orellana, these civilizations were gone. What happened? One of history's silent killers, disease. Long before explorers set foot in these lands again, smallpox and influenza traveled ahead, carried in the air, in stories, in trade. Native populations had no immunity. In a matter of decades, over 90% of inhabitants perished, and the jungle reclaimed their cities. Roads became vines, plazas turned to moss. The silence wasn't due to a lack of people, it was the silence of mass extinction. But not everything disappeared. The people of the Amazon retained stories, oral traditions passed down for centuries. Some tribes speak of great ancestors, the ones who spoke to the stars and lived in lands where the sun set twice. An elder from the Kuikuro said, "Our ancestors built roads, they mapped the rivers, but when the sickness came, they left or died." These stories, once called myths, now match the layout of ancient cities detected by satellites. The memory of civilization persisted, not in writing, but in the voices of elders. Even the mythical city of El Dorado, often portrayed as a greedy fantasy of gold, may have roots in this real network of civilizations. Early conquistadors weren't chasing nonsense. They were following descriptions of advanced societies glimpsed in fleeting moments before collapse. The gold, it seems, was not in bricks or statues, but in the richness of the culture, agriculture, and knowledge lost beneath the leaves. Today, the evidence is mounting. In Acre, you can walk among visible earthworks, museums in Belém House artifacts and reconstructions. In Manaus, explorers can access archives of Orellana's journal and witness the map of his route. The Xingu Indigenous Park is home to the living descendants of these ancient urban planners. Online LiDAR imagery reveals perfect grids beneath the canopy, testament to a civilization long erased from the record, now rising again in digital ghosts. The Amazon was never empty. It was full of people, ideas, architecture, science, and a sacred understanding of land. But their story was overwritten by disease, jungle, and colonial bias. As we peel back the vines, we don't just find stone and soil, we find our assumptions crumbling. In the end, the cities of the Amazon may not rise again, but the truth is no longer buried. The forest remembers, the soil remembers, and now, so do we. If you believe history deserves a second look, told with curiosity and care, subscribe to Mythantis, because the past isn't past, it's waiting to be unearthed.